Hello, and welcome to the Cedar River Snag-After Hours. First and foremost, we are a mundane, impromptu background noise. So feel free to minimize the screen. You ain't gonna miss anything up here. And just sit back and listen, because if you know, you know. Sometimes you can't invest in watching a video. You can't like watch a movie, something you can't visually invest in. You can only listen, and you need something you can check in and out of. Well, welcome. You are here. And so I know that there is a clicking noise in the background. There is no noise in the studio. I have killed everything. The only thing I can think of is it's some type of electronic interference. And it is driving me batty, but it is not too bad as long as there is some noise going. And since I don't shut up, I think we can live with that little bit of static in the background. I'm sorry. I Allergies have been horrible. It is harvest season and I have something hitting me right now, so I am a little stuffed up and even more nasally than normal. So, but before we go too much further, hi. I am your host, Cedar. You may be like, I know you from Yep, that's me. This is one of my little projects going on here. We're going to toss out a couple of these, see if anything sticks, and maybe throw out some more if they do. So, let me know, like, subscribe, comment, give me ideas, give me feedback. I will converse with you on, well, I might not converse with you. I'm not the best at that. But anyway, and we are not really intended for children, but, if you let them little crotch goblins run free on YouTube, this is probably not the worst thing they're going to come across. They probably won't watch it because it'll be insanely boring to them. But there are strong language and suggestive everything. So, and it's impromptu. We come up with a topic. I'm going to eventually talk about cats. I can hear that clicking noise and it is driving me insane. Daphne, we should almost leave that in for content, right? My healing, you got some major stuff you got to get fixed, huh? Never present, you never see her, completely silent. Call you co-producer Daphne. You just sit there and stare at me, right? Right. uh, anyway, welcome. And I said we're gonna talk about cats, and so I don't currently have a cat, and I haven't. My wife and I had a cat, and she had to go into a medically induced coma due to an allergic reaction in her lungs. And long story short, we got rid of the cat, but we really kind of liked having the cat. But we personally, in the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years, haven't had a cat. So it's not like I have a cat, but I had cats before. I had a lot of cats before. Growing up, we always had like 5 or 6 cats because we lived out in the country on a farm. And you had the house cats inside, and excuse me, not trying to be gross, but um, we had the house cats and the farm cats, and you had the cats inside, the ones that you loved and named. I spent a lot of time around cats, and my kids kind of want a kitten. And at this point, we live out in the country. We got a bigger place. There's a chance one day we will get kittens. Probably when a cat has them. I mean, we have cats on the yard all the time. It's probably when one has kittens under my dick. That's probably when I'll get a cat. But and I want my kids to grow up around them, because if you're ever around big cats, you know how scary they are if you're around a little cat. Because sometimes, man, they just go psycho. Like they go in their own cat world, and they're not in reality. And it's kind of cute, a little house cat. But if it's a mountain lion like that, it's a different level. So I kind of my kids will probably have a cat before it's all said and done. I've always had dogs though, for no other reason than I don't know. I like dogs, but I don't have nothing against cats. Growing up, we had an awesome one. If he really wanted something and you weren't paying attention to him, he didn't know how to work a remote, but he knew if he attacked it, he could change the channels and shut the TV off, and you'd be like, "Cat, what?" He would also unroll the toilet paper, not like sitting there playing with it, just to be a dick. And he liked to drink fresh running water, even though he had a water bowl. So he would go and hold the toilet flusher down with one paw until the toilet was running, and then get down there and drink and repeat. Like, this smart cat, probably one of my favorites. And the only cat I've ever seen swim. Literally, like a hot day, we had a pond out in the back of the property, and this cat would just like swim across the pond, get up, shake himself out. I was like, oh, it's cool. They tuck their ears back, make a horrible face, but it meant cat would swim. And the funny thing is my neighbor, he's on a little vacation, that's what we'll call it. And so I'm kind of watching his house. Well, he has an imaginary cat. This cat's real, but it belongs to somebody because he sees it in his yard all the time. I see it in my yard all the time, but he's convinced it's his cat. He's feeding this imaginary cat that my dog actually eats the food. I can guarantee because my dog brings the cat food cans back to my yard. So my dog is definitely eating this food, but he thinks the cat's eat. Anyway, I'm feeding my neighbor's imaginary cat, aka my dog, and I probably should actually do that. Anyway, cats. Cats do not abide by the laws of physics and nature. I am convinced about this, and they have some type of cat power that's not generally known to anybody that knows this cat power is probably considered a loon or some type of like mental patient. But I have personally witnessed this, not only myself, but like 6 other people witnessed cat just defy reality. And I literally saw a cat teleport. People will tell me I am crazy on this. Like, there ain't no way you saw a cat teleport. Dude, I saw a cat disappear, right? So, I honestly, like, I think cats, they got something. They got like an X gene in them, and they don't release it unless they absolutely have to, like life or death situation. Then cats can basically do some kind of magic. Anyway, excuse me. So get to the cat teleporting, right? Yeah, no, you never seen a cat teleport. It wasn't like running around outside in the yard and just poof up in a tree and then poof down on the deck. Like, cat wasn't just happily teleporting. There was this house, and it was this old farmhouse this lady lived in, and she literally boarded off, big farmhouse, boarded off all the rooms but like 3 that she lived in, and the rest of it was falling down. So her family somehow, then somebody got her a modular home they were going to pull in there, right? And the fire department wanted to go in and burn this house down for training. They'd burn it down and get rid of it, beautiful win-win situation. But she had about 200 cats that lived in this house, and they didn't live in the spot with her. They just lived in the rest of the house running wild, like had never seen people, but she fed them all the time. And so they had their spots that they would come and get their food, but they just lived in this house. They weren't outside cats. They were inside cats, but they never had seen, like, people ever. So, fire department comes in, finds all these cats, and they ended up getting hold of a buddy of mine, and he went in and he was live trapping, taking these cats, and the Humane Society didn't want them. So he's just letting them go in the field, with farmland. Good luck, cat. But he was going in and just live trapping all these cats and trying to get them out of there before they could, like, burn the house down because they didn't want to, like, roast a bunch of cats. And after a while, like, he's like, hey, you want to come help me? And a couple of us, we would go and we would help, and we'd set up traps and whatever. And they got smart to the live traps, so you had to use, like, foot traps and, like, the non-kill snares and a whole bunch of, like, other, anything humanely you could set up to try to catch a cat. And we got a whole bunch of them out, but there was probably about 25, 30 that were trap smart. They no longer trusted, like, anything. Like, I don't... we ain't playing this game. So, all the plywood's off. All the windows are taken out, busted out, however, pulled out. And literally, there's nothing in this house. There's one couch in the living room, but it's literally cut open, and, like, you can see the wires, and, like, nothing's hiding in this couch. So we go in and we track down all these cats through this house. And we try chasing them out, and the bright idea we had was we got super soakers. Like, the big super soakers. Like, we went in like it was a super soaker, like, water battle. You had the pistols on the side and your big tank. And we went in, and it's the only way we could think to, like, chase these cats out, that or a broom. Because they did not want to go outside. They just did not want to leave this house. So all the windows and stuff were open. So we would squirt and chase them till they would jump out a window or chase them down the hallway until they finally had to run out the door. And we went through and we got this whole house cleared but this one damn cat. And, like, so we're all, like, it's this little skinny black cat. So we're all kind of teaming up and we're chasing this cat, and we get it stuck down in this hallway. and it's like curled up in this corner of this one room. And so we chase it out of the room, and then we put boxes or whatever we could find in front of the doorway, and we had all the doorways like covered up 4 or 5 foot high all the way down. So there was a living room type area with like a mud room off the back that was open, and there was a door out in front of this cat. That was the only thing that was open. And so we get that cat out of there, pull that up, and this cat goes running towards the door. It sees the outside. Cat ain't going outside. Cat climbs up the door molding and then runs across the ceiling above us like a horror movie. Literally, the cat just runs across the ceiling above us, upside down like Spider-Man, dude. And so we watch it. We're like, whoa! And then it's in the living room area, like the mudroom. So we quick block off the hallway. So the only thing this cat can do is there's a couple windows that are wide open. He can jump out, or he has to go out that door. He tries to hide under the couch. There ain't nothing left of the couch, so we flip it over up out of the way. Cat runs to the corner. He's all curled up, trying to scare us off, hissing and stuff. So we line up, like, we move this way. The doorway's right there. Cat's in this corner. There's a doorway right there, right? Ain't no windows behind the cat on this side. There ain't no windows right over here on this side. The other two windows are back here. We got the burnout couch kind of set up behind us. Cat's dead in this corner. We're all standing in front of the couch, going around, making it away. So the only way he can go is out this mudroom door. We all line up our shots, and we're like, okay, let's get this last cat out. And we go to squirt this cat. Cat was gone. Gone. I don't mean like super fast. Like cat just like took off, and somewhere there were 6 people watching this cat. And when the cat literally, like, we all looked on the corner and we're like looking like, where did this cat just, because the cat just disappeared. Backed into a corner. Gone. Either flattened himself out and went under the drywall, somehow melted through the floor. I think he teleported somewhere. This cat was just gone. And we weren't under the influence of like hard drugs or anything, no hallucinogenics. We weren't insanely drunk. Everybody was generally sober, having a pretty good time, running around with squirt guns, chasing cats, and all of a sudden this cat just disappears. So we like, somebody watches the corner, because was he invisible? Like over there checking it. And we go around everywhere else looking out the windows. There ain't no cat running nowhere. There ain't nothing up on the door, nowhere else. We got everything else generally blocked off. So 2 people stayed down there by the door, like searching this room. And then the rest of us went back up, and we propped up the stuff in front of the main doorways, so nothing could get back into the house. And then once all that was cleared, we went outside, and they had the plywood and the nails just sitting out there ready for us once all the cats were out, so we could just tack up, the outside door frame. So we went out there, and we tacked up around the bottom, so the cats couldn't get back in all the way around. And we come back in, and the 2 guys are still in there. They still haven't found that cat. So we walked back through the hall. At this point, everything's nailed off. There ain't nowhere to go. Like, there ain't no closet doors on. There ain't no beds. Everything is, the carpet's ripped up. You can see every nook and cranny, all the way from the attic to the top. Come back down. There's still no damn cat anywhere in there. And the entire time, somebody was in that living room, because we were convinced that cat went into the wall. We don't know. Like, he disappeared. There was no holes. Like, people were literally checking the damn corner and the floor. So cat teleported. I've had a million people tell me I am insane. Cats can't teleport. That's a funny story. But I swear, I saw this cat teleport. And from that time going forward, I'm like, cats do not abide by the law of nature. Like, they just don't. So, I don't know. That's the cat story. And I guess since they don't, maybe my neighbor does have a real imaginary cat over there. I should probably go feed it tomorrow. Think? I think so too. Anyway, hopefully that little clicking noise, you can't hear it, or I've talked over top of most of it and it hasn't annoyed you, because I've heard it constantly and it is driving me insane. Everything that's shouldn't be on is shut off. I have no idea what the hell that is picking up. Like, the only thing I can think of that is on now that wasn't on before was the power outside to the hot tub. We got the hot tub line connected. We will try that next time. So hopefully if that didn't run you off, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And Thank you for joining us out here. I don't know if I did my pop in the beginning. Thank you for joining us at the Cedar River Snag After Hours. Second pop if I didn't do it. We'll catch you later.